The electric vehicle segment has been rapidly growing for many years now, and there have been countless startups trying to get a piece of this pie before the established brands even step into the battlefield. Ola, of course, is one of those startups, and they have set themselves a colossal mission to put India on the map as the EV powerhouse of the world. No one can deny the boldness of that vision, and Ola definitely has the sales figures to back that dream up. Ola EVs have been around for only 3 years and they are already the market leaders in India. But the journey to get there has been a rougher ride than the monsoon roads of Mumbai. Let's start from the very beginning, the Itergo acquisition, which turned out to be a shortcut that fell short. Itergo was a Dutch company that had developed a promising electric scooter called the App Scooter. It instantly made a lot of buzz in 2018 because of its modular battery design and European aesthetics. Many people dubbed it the Vespa of EVs. After acquiring this company in 2020, Ola ditched the modular battery system and rebranded the scooter as the Ola S1 Pro for India. And things started to heat up. Literally. First of all, the body panels easily came loose. So much so that whenever I'm driving behind one of these scooters, I can see the belt cover wobble like it would fail the breathalyzer test. Even the pillion grab handles shake violently. It's like a super intense game of Russian roulette where you have to keep checking if the passenger is still on the scooter after every bump. Another fun thing about this scooter is its ability to play pranks on you. It's got such a good sense of humor that it would suddenly switch you into reverse mode without warning. It might also keep accelerating with the throttle closed or do absolutely nothing with the throttle wide open. And on a random day, the regenerative brakes would just not slow you down. That's the least retarded thing that the scooter has ever done. Pun intended. And it only got worse from there. The front suspension has failed in multiple instances, even during low speed driving. It poses a severe danger to the riders, especially on a scooter that is capable of going over 100 km per hour. Imagine going down the highway and your scooter suddenly turns into a unicycle. A scooter that snaps this easily should be in anger management therapy, not on the public roads. And why stop it snap when it can also crackle and pop, right? All of these issues collectively point to a lack of adequate real-world testing. They rushed their product to the market and compromised on the one aspect that should have been their top priority, the user's safety. Now, those were all errors on Ola's part, but there's a separate list of problems that exists only because Ola intended for it to be that way. For example, the scooter cuts power with the slightest tap on the brake, making it very jarring in the corners or while taking a U-turn. Beyond its anger issues and the tendency to pull pranks, this scooter is also a compulsive liar. The speedometer shows you an inflated number when compared to the actual speed by a significant margin. Even worse is the scooter's range estimation. It overstates the remaining range by a long shot, which can leave the user stranded on the road with zero battery. Something no commuter wants after a long day at work or college. In fact, it's becoming common sight in my city to see Ola scooters being carried in tow trucks, abandoned on the roadside, or simply broken. I have personally come across 2 Ola scooters stretching out like a cat on the side of the road. Anecdotal evidence suggests that these problems happen way more frequently with Ola scooters compared to any other vehicle on the market. And then there is the eco mode, which just makes the scooter dangerously slow and sluggish for the real world conditions. It seems like the only reason for this eco mode to exist was so that they can advertise the scooter's ability to go 195 kilometers on a single charge, while in reality the riders should expect something closer to 100-120 kilometers. You might wonder how this product even became number one if it is so flawed and unreliable. Well, Ola might not be the best at making EVs, but they are experts at making noise about them. There are 2 easy ways to open up an Indian customer's wallet: value for money and patriotism. So Ola's gone for both. It doesn't quite translate into the real world, but Ola's scooters are excellent value for money when you look at the spec sheet. It's got more power, more torque, more battery, more features, more inches on the screen. It makes every other EV on the market look overpriced in comparison. Then the flag waving just goes ahead and seals the deal. Ola promises to make India the global leader in EVs. They boast of a supply chain that is largely unreliant on India's political rivals. Their CEO uses patriotic language in almost every public appearance, and they strategically conduct product launches on Republic Day and Independence Day to build on that patriotic image. Those are the 2 days in a year when the public is most sentimental about this cause. Ola even named their new battery the Bharat Cell. It becomes difficult to critique a company that has just made very nationalistic statements without people telling you. Ola's marketing campaigns have been so effective that in a very short time span, this brand has become synonymous with electric mobility for the average Indian. My friends and relatives who have never owned any two-wheelers before are suddenly interested in buying an electric one, specifically an Ola scooter. The only question they ask me is, I might buy one, what do you think? A lot of the times it seems like they are already sold on this product. They don't ask me about any other brands or alternatives, and they start defending Ola when I don't reciprocate their feelings about the brand. What's more interesting is that when I told them to also look at other ICE and electric scooter options such as the Ather, I was met with raised eyebrows. What is Ather? Is it a new company? Is it Chinese? Is it even reliable? All of these questions sound really funny when you take into account that Ather has been around for twice as long as Ola, 6 years versus 3. And despite being the pioneer in this space, Ather didn't have a fraction of the problems that Ola did. Ather was also the one who developed their product entirely in India, while Ola obviously didn't. Plus, Ather is the company that has clearly made customer experience and satisfaction their top priority from the very beginning. Ola, on the other hand, ranks among the lowest in the Indian automotive industry for both product service and quality. To Ola's credit, they have put a lot of effort trying to mend these problems with several recalls and software updates. But making recalls and bug fixes is not a flex. It's a clear sign that the company rushed the product to the market without adequate testing. These practices are excusable when we talk about a buggy phone or a glitchy video game, but are straight up unethical for a scooter that could jeopardize someone's life. As of September 2024, a lot of problems, both old and new, still persist. It was recently revealed that Ola's service centers and forums are burdened with tackling over 80,000 customer issues in this month alone. That is somewhere close to 10% of all the scooters that this company has ever sold, which makes it one of the highest failure rates we have ever seen in the industry. What makes it even worse is that people have waited for weeks on end to get even the basic things fixed at these service centers. Weren't electric vehicles supposed to be maintenance free? Now, enough rambling about the scooters, let's get to Ola's grand event, Sankalp 2024. It was meant to signal Ola's next big move. 3 new electric motorcycles, the Roadster, Roadster X and Roadster Pro. Despite trying to keep an open mind throughout the presentation, the keynote raised a few red flags for me. For starters, their international market comparison was blatantly misleading. They conveniently excluded Chinese competitors from the data so that they can show themselves as one of the top 5 EV manufacturers of the world. Ola also used photoshopped images taken directly from Zero Electric's marketing material. But fine, let's keep all of that aside and focus on the actual bikes. The specs of their flagship Ola Roadster Pro are genuinely impressive on paper. If true, these numbers would put even a lot of high-end petrol bikes to shame, let alone EVs. Yet it's hard not to be skeptical. I feel Ola's CEO Bhavish Aggarwal draws a lot of inspiration from Elon Musk, not just in his ambition but also in his tendency to make bold claims. Tesla is known for announcing products with jaw-dropping specs only to delay them for years or quietly reduce the performance figures and also increase the prices, just like they did with the Cybertruck. Also, the second generation Tesla Roadster from 2017 is yet to ship to a single customer. People paid for that car over 7 years ago and they were supposed to get it in 2020. I fear that the Ola Roadster Pro might follow one of these product paths. Starting at just 2 lakh rupees, this bike claims a level of performance that would normally cost double or even triple that amount. Electric motors and batteries are expensive, and so is the high-end performance equipment that is required to go along with it. The demo bike at Sankalp had large twin disc brakes in the front, a beefy looking suspension setup, a single-sided cast aluminium swing arm, and premium tires. For Ola to offer all of this while still turning a profit seems difficult if not impossible. Which makes me believe that the final production model that is expected in 2026 will be very different in terms of equipment. Or the price. Or the worst case scenario is where Ola compromises on the safety and quality again to meet the cost and performance targets. Safety concerns also start to crop up when you notice that we haven't seen any test mules of the Roadster and Roadster X bikes out on the streets. These bikes are less than 6 months away from being sold to customers. We see prototypes from brands like Bajaj and Royal Enfield being tested on the public roads months and sometimes years in advance. And even then their bikes turn out to be less than flawless. I am very sure that Ola does simulated tests internally, but that really hasn't worked well for them so far, has it? So what should you do as a potential customer? If you're thinking about buying one of the Ola motorcycles when they eventually launch, my advice is simple. Wait. Ola doesn't have the greatest track record with new product launches. So don't fall for the marketing hype or the pre-order schemes. Give it at least 6 months after the delivery start to see how these bikes perform out in the real world. It could save you from being stuck with a product that does not live up to its promises and is frankly more trouble than it's worth. On the other hand, if you want to buy one of their scooters, go for it, but not right now. Ola has promised to make their service experience much better by December 2024. They say they will double the number of service centers, offer same-day resolution, and provide you with a loaner vehicle if yours takes longer than a day to be fixed. So I advise you to wait and see how well Ola executes this by February 2025. And also see if there's any more drama that could unfold with this whole thing. But aside from that, this platform has matured for over 3 years now, and most of its catastrophic issues have been ironed out. There are still niggles here and there, but I think it's a very personal choice now if you are willing to make those trade-offs. And all the information about those trade-offs is publicly available for you to make an educated decision. Despite the tone of this video so far, I do want Ola to succeed. I honestly want my negative predictions of this company to turn out wrong, because there is a lot to appreciate about this company. They have committed significant financial resources towards their EV goals, the Gigafactory in Tamil Nadu being a very good representation of that. Ola also excels at managing the supply chain. Their vertical integration efforts have been widely praised. Plus, I have great respect for the ambition that Bhavish Aggarwal has. Ola's mission is one that India and the world really needs. But that success cannot come at the cost of user safety and trust. And with razor-thin margins in the Indian EV market, all the major two-wheeler companies, including Ola and Ather, are yet to turn a profit as of 2024. Even Torque Motors, which was backed by Bhavish Aggarwal and Ratan Tata, is on the verge of shutting its business. I get that as Indians we must support our homegrown brands and also help make them globally recognized. But Ola's S1 line of scooters is just a bad representation of Indian engineering. Patriotism and brand loyalty are totally valid if they encourage the merits of a product, but they are terrible excuses for the flaws of it. Fatal flaws, no less. Ola wants to capture the world and they have the potential to do so. I hope they turn a new leaf with their upcoming bikes and prove to the world that they can deliver a well-engineered product that is worthy of going international. Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe if you liked it and share it with your friends and family who are in the market for an electric two-wheeler. Also, if you agree, disagree, or felt like I missed out on mentioning something important in the video, I would love to hear about it in the comments. I'll see you in the next one. Adios.
Ola Electric has been slapped with a show cause notice by the Central Consumer Protection Authority for alleged violation of consumer rights, of misleading advertisements and unfair trade practices. This show cause notice comes right on the heels of a public spat that Ola CEO Bhavish Aggarwal had with comedian Kunal Kamra, who put out a post flagging off poor service provided to Ola e-bike customers, where he put an image showing scores of Ola bikes in the sun, all dusted at a service center, unattended, asking if this is what really Ola customers deserve. Now, this warranted an angry response from Bhavish Aggarwal, the CEO of Ola, who slammed Kunal Kamra, saying, if you're free, then come and help me out. I could pay you better than what your failed comedy career does. Now, this verbal duel went on for a few days, eventually leading to scores of Ola e-bike customers actually putting on their complaints on that timeline and complaining about the multiple issues that they have and how they have not got a favorable response, very slow service from Ola service centers, etc., claiming either their hardware has malfunctioned or they're having glitches with their software or some spare parts have not come in time, leading to huge backlog and pile up at these service centers. Now, this on the whole has brought down Ola Electric shares by nearly 46% in just over a month. It's been barely 2 months since Ola went public. Now they have just 15 days to respond to the consumer rights body.